guys, it's Camille. Today I'm going to be doing a frequently asked questions about belly button piercing. So if you're considering getting a belly button piercing, or if you just want to know more about how to take care of it, just keep watching. I got my belly button piercing maybe 2.5 years ago. I was 19. I'd been wanting a belly button piercing since I was like 14 or 15. I kind of wanted to wait a few years, see if I still wanted it, and then get it. Of course, you don't have to do this. If you're really sure you want one, go ahead and get it, but it is always good to just think about it a bit. And if you're younger too, make sure your parents are okay with it. There's nothing worse than getting a piercing or a tattoo and then coming home and your parents freak out over it, especially if you're underage. I feel like if you're over 18, it's not a big deal. It's your body, you do what you want. But if you are under 18, then you probably want to check. First thing I'd say about getting a belly button piercing is it hurts a lot, but it only hurts for maybe a matter of like 2 seconds, maybe not even that. They use a needle to do it, so they're basically taking a piece of your skin and sticking a needle through it. I know that sounds awful, but that is literally what getting a piercing is like, unless they're using a gun. So that's a good thing to know. It's gonna hurt, and it's maybe, I'd say, an 8 out of 10 on a pain scale, or maybe a 7 out of 10, but literally the pain is so fleeting that it's not really a big deal. Just don't think about it. It's good if you have someone's like hand hold. Another thing I think is important to know when you get a piercing is that there's always the risk of an infection or, you know, something going wrong, an allergic reaction. I don't know, anything can go wrong when you're sticking bits of metal into your skin. Like, obviously your body isn't used to that generally, so it's good to be prepared for those kind of things. I was really freaked out about infection because I heard it was quite common for belly button piercings. If you are like still trying to take care of your belly button piercing, I recommend like looking up how to actually like take care of it. I used like warm water with salt and it was fine. I cleaned it with like a little you know, like ear cleaners. Oh god, what are they called? The things you clean your ears with. I cleaned my piercing with that. The most important thing, especially in the first couple months of you having your piercing, is that you clean it a lot. Just keep it clean and you should be fine as far as infection goes. I would make sure that you aren't allergic to any of the metal, because if you are allergic to it, that's a huge deal. If it's in your belly button, like, ugh, you don't want that. My little sister is allergic to some types of metals, and when she got an ear piercing, obviously, like, it reacted pretty badly and she had to get it taken out. So you don't really want to be dealing with that when it comes to your belly. So I would make sure that you aren't allergic to any metals beforehand. The most important thing I can say in terms of getting a belly button piercing, or any kind of piercing or tattoo or any major, like, body alteration, is to do your research. Make sure you know what you're getting into. Don't just go into it without doing any, because this way you will know what to expect and you won't like be blindsided in any way. I did a lot of research before I got mine because I knew that I had wanted it for ages, and so I'd looked into it for ages. It costs roughly $30. If you want to go more upscale, that's always better. I would say this is something that's worth spending more money on if you're concerned about it. Definitely don't go anywhere that's not like rated well. Always check online like for reviews. That's what I did. Research the place, make sure they have a good reputation, make sure they're using clean needles, make sure they're safe, they're well rated, all that. They have like an A rating for like sanity, not sanity. Oh god, sanitation. Make sure they have an A rating for sanitation beforehand. And yeah, make sure you know what you're getting into. It's even better if you know somebody who's like gone something done there before, because then obviously you have somebody who's had a good experience there and you know that it's a good place to go. My piercing cost about $30 for the piercing itself and maybe about $10 for the ring. You're not supposed to change it 6 months after you get it pierced. You're supposed to, like, you know, let it heal, all that, and then after 6 months you can change it out. I don't really change mine that often. In fact, I think right now I'm still wearing the same one that I had 2.5 years ago. I have taken it out and like put in others, but honestly it's my favorite. It's just like a plain simple like silver one. I honestly don't even think about it or notice it anymore. One thing I would say is make sure it doesn't snag on anything. Obviously, like if you're changing and you're like ripping a shirt off yourself or something, like it can get caught in the shirt. If it's like lacy, like this shirt I'm wearing now is a little lacy, so it could get caught in something like that. But if you're careful, this shouldn't be an issue. I think I've only snagged mine like a couple times, and that's really only an issue when you first get it pierced because it's very sensitive. Another thing I would say when you first get it pierced is make sure that you're always wearing like loose clothing around your stomach as much as possible, because if it does get snagged, it hurts so much. And it doesn't anymore because obviously it's been a while, but those first like few weeks it hurts a lot if it gets caught. So just make sure you're wearing something that's like not gonna get caught, not too like tight. If you guys have any questions about belly button piercings or you want to know more, let me know down in the comments and I'll be happy to answer them there. I hope this helped some people who are thinking about getting a piercing, and yeah, If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, or if you found it helpful, give it a thumbs up, and I will see you next video. Bye guys!